Welcome back. It's day 26 of Yes Inc.'s 27th anniversary sweepstakes. You did not hear the bell, and that means we don't have a sweepstakes winner today. We need a combined 100 new unique entries in our sweepstakes every day to do a drawing, so keep watching and telling your friends and family. As a reminder, we will post videos every day at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If we have 100 new entries in our sweepstakes by 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will do a random drawing and the winner will be contacted by 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Winners will have 1 hour to respond to claim their winnings. If winners do not respond within 1 hour, we will randomly select another winner, so be on the lookout and make sure to include your email and phone number if commenting on YouTube. In this segment, we will share successes of Yes Inc. participants. Listen carefully for all the compelling reasons to apply to our intensive educator preparation program. My name is Kellen Begin, Director of Communications at Youth Empowerment Services, Yes Inc. Today we have Charles Smith Jr., a Yes Inc. participant and effective educator. Listen to Charles describe his journey in education.
I went into teaching. Well, I've been teaching for quite some time back in my original state, which is Wisconsin. But I went into teaching just to take a different dynamic of helping children. I've always been involved in education in some sort of way. But my initial reason for going into teaching was to provide children the indifference that I was looking for when I was a student. That was one of the primary reasons that I went into teaching, and also to basically give them the setup that I didn't see growing up, which was a male figure in the classroom at a very young age. I didn't see that until I got to high school. So I thought it would be very interesting and informative to allow them to see that, male teachers are just as important in education than others say otherwise. Yes, provided me with a lot of different information. More so, it provided me with information, and it made me feel that I wasn't alone. Being involved in the Yes program has just allowed me to hear from different people, hear their backgrounds, their stories, how they came about becoming a teacher, how they're in the process of becoming an effective educator. It just has helped me grow as an educator. My students just kind of they just like the fact, or I should say, love the fact that they're able to see someone like them, especially the young boys. They're able to look up and have someone that's in front of them that kind of could correlate, or so much in a way, feel what they feel, see what they see, know what they know, or have walked their paths some sort of way. So it's a good feeling. So much about colleagues and parents. I think for them, it's just more so saying, hey, it pushes them to become better educators. Parents, they're able to relate information. They're able to relate to me because we may have walked similar paths in lives. So they feel that they can relate to me more so, where it allows them to know that they have someone that's just as involved in their children as they are. I would tell them to go into the IEP program if they decide to apply to Yes Inc. With an open mind, and be prepared to find out that you don't know it all. Be prepared to figure out your goals, and be welcome to others recognizing your glows. A lot of times we often find ourselves around people and we think that we don't give ourselves enough recognition. And so it's cool to be around others who are involved in the program, and everybody's kind of finding out different methods of who they are. The only thing I would possibly change, honestly, is going back and jumping into the fire way back when, instead of waiting to the last minute. I think had had I not took the initiative to seek out a program such as Yes, especially moving to Texas, I think I would have still been dragging my feet, trying to get back in education. So I would say to anyone, if they're looking to become an effective educator and they know about Yes Inc., I would say jump on the ball now. Don't wait too late, because sometimes you never know when programs like this may ever come back up. I have appreciated my time with Yes Inc. over the past couple of years, especially during the midst of COVID. Yes Inc. has been a godsend. The people that I have met, the network, the connections that I have made have been tremendously a huge impact on my educational journey. I would say just overall in life.
Don't forget to tune in each day to hear from more of our effective educators. Now let's welcome Claudette Yarbrough, CEO of Yes Inc., as she talks a little bit about the history of youth empowerment services, Yes Inc., from the past 27 years.
I'm back. Yes, I'm still in the cold room in the house, so still got on my okay. But I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry about me. Okay. So I left you at 2010 with a 5-year grant called TIF 3, Teacher Incentive Fund 3, and it was brand new. And we were working with 10 districts, of which one of our school was one of the districts. All right. Schooled all the way down to 5 years, right? We should have finished this in 2015. But the department did a wonderful thing, I think. They decided that since so many of, about 60 of us had funding, and several, lots of us, I think all of the grantees all over the nation, didn't look like they would expend 100% of it by September 30th. They gave us the opportunity to apply for what they call an NCE year, NCE year, no cost extension. So that means they would extend our project by a year and we wouldn't get any more money, okay? So it didn't cost the department any more money, but they gave us a year to continue to work on our program and get the funds expended on our program activities. So in 2015, we got an extra year of our TIF 3 $13 million grant that now had a 6th year added. How about that? Now, what is significant about that? We had just had our charter school revoked based on Senate Bill 2. I talked a lot about our charter school. I didn't really go into that revocation, but I can on Senate Bill 2. So our charter school ended 2015, but we did a no-cost school for the 250 parents who refused to leave, and we still have one more year to work on our TIF 3 initiative. That's why I said it was a very good thing for us, right? That we are so grateful for, that the department had that foresight to do. Well, it really became a bridge year because in 2016, as you know, the election happened and there was a new administration, and right before the new administration came in or the election happened, the department put out TIF 5. Again, I don't know why I'm always finding out about these things late. We were doing the charter school conference again. This time it was in Nashville, Tennessee. We were doing a retreat with our board of directors in Nashville with a consultant as we were charting our path forward from the charter school. So we were doing some strategic planning, and I knew that the grant was coming up, but it was due August 4th, right? And then while we were doing our retreat in Nashville, very nice room, and most of our superintendents were there too, because it was a national charter school conference that they attend as well, right? we get the news that the deadline has been moved from August 4th to July 16th or something. So we put the brakes on and finished up the board stuff. And thank God for us, one of our former board members was changing jobs, and she became a consultant working with us on the TIF 5 application. She became a reviewer. She scored it for us. Oh man, she gave us great feedback. And TIF 5. Now, the difference between the TIF 5, Teacher Incentive Group, Teacher Incentive Fund, TIF 5, Cycle 5, was that it was going to focus not only on what we had done in TIF 3, but it also was going to combine all of that work into something the department was calling Human Capital Management System, HCMS. Yeah. And so we had tried to do something with what the department said was TIF 4 in 2014, 2012, I think. TIF 4 came out, and we were unsuccessful. Our grant was not funded. And we were trying to understand this human capital management system that the department wanted. And we struggled with it and we weren't funded. But by the time TIF 5 rolled around and it was 2016, we had a firmer grasp on what the department was looking for. And we were awarded the TIF 5 funds. I believe our grant was one of the top, tied for the top, maybe. And instead of funding like 60 applications, they only funded 13. So that's the one in which we were awarded $54 million for 5 years, right? For the TIF 5. And we had 2 years to create our human capital management system. We had 2 years to create it. Well, the beautiful thing that God blessed us to do was our districts were super motivated, right? Super motivated. We did it in 1 year. I mean, we worked real hard with our districts. Our districts met very often because the human capital management system was for our districts, right? And so we needed their involvement. So we completed a 2-year project in 1 year. Hello. Oh, we were very, very proud of that. And it brought additional support to the districts over 5 years because equity became the buzzword for education. Equitable access to effective educators is the human right of every child. Like they shouldn't end up with an ineffective teacher because of the neighborhood they live in or because of the type of school they attend. Everyone, every student deserves access. So that was a big part of the TIF 5 initiative as well. And so we were very grateful for that. I remember when we got the call, though, I was stunned. So I wasn't surprised. Well, was I surprised? I was just stunned. I was in a daze for several days because when you lose your charter school and it's revoked, there is no more charter school funding. And at this point, we have finished our free school where we had spent $783,000 of money we had saved to educate kids for 1 more year because they refused to leave Higgs Carter King. And then when we didn't have transportation and had less of some other things, they finally saw the light and saw that we really didn't have all the resources to support a school anymore. So we really were at a crossroads. And then when TIF 5 came along, it really helped straighten us back up a bit to get us started on only doing this work. Only doing this work. And so that's, I think, why I was in a little bit of a daze. I was like, wow. And so I remember, I think it was Pablo again. We were on the phone with him talking about something. He said, look at the time, look at the date. You got to get started. You got to get an ad out. You got to recruit. Something happened with that conversation. And I popped back up to life and we started working. So that was 5 years, 2016 to 2021, right? Of that grant. Now, if you know anything, like I said before, no cost extension is 2022. We're still doing this work in our no cost extension year, right? So that's where we are today. Our next video will talk about the next grant we were blessed to get to do this work. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to tune in each day to hear more content from effective educators and Yes Inc. history. Thanks for watching.